to record. Okay, so for this first exercise, I'm going to discuss how I convert this normal coding into user-defined function coding. Okay, program. So this is the original. This is the original one. Okay, so the first one is I need to develop or define the user-defined function for this one, volume cylinder, for volume cone, and also for compare volume. Okay. So I have here, I create one new file. Okay. So I put here def wall underscore cylinder. Wall underscore cylinder. Okay, and then I know that in order for me to calculate the volume for cylinder, I need variable pi, I need value for pi, height cy, and radius cy. Okay, so I need 3 parameter here. So I need pi, height for cy, and radius for cy. Okay, I just put that nickname. Okay, h cy rd cy. Okay, and then I'm going to have the formula here, volume cy equal to etc etc. So I'm going to calculate volume for cylinder here. So I put my variable name as volume equal to round that one. Okay, so I'm going to calculate it. Okay, I just copy first here. Okay, round pi times height times radius power of 2, and then round by 2 floating point. Okay, class. Is it correct like this? Is it what I done now is correct, or there will be error?
Error.
Error. Which part?
No return. Return.
Return. Not yet. I want you to see this part first. It will be correct or wrong? It will be error or not? Betul ke?
Wrong.
Pi times height times radius. Betul ke?
HCY.
HCY. This one should be HCY, and then this one should be apa?
RDCY.
RDCY. Okay. So because we will get the value from here. Pi here, height for cylinder here, radius for cylinder here. So we need to use the same variable name. Otherwise, it will be error. Okay. Okay. So next, what I need to do is I need to return volume. Okay. So I will return my volume to the caller. Okay. So now I have done define volume for cylinder. So let's say here I create one folder, sample answer chapter 7. No. Volume CY. Okay. I create one folder here. So my file name is, I put cylinder. Okay. Cylinder. Okay. So now I have cylinder.py. Next, I need to develop for this one, for volume cone. Okay. To calculate volume cone. Okay. Okay. So I create new. So I need to have def volume underscore con wall underscore con, and then okay, again for me to calculate the volume for cone, I need pi, radius cone and height cone. Okay. So again, I need 3 parameter here. Pi, height for cone and radius for cone. Okay. So now I'm going to calculate my volume for cone equal to volume or area. Volume kita letak volume lah, nama volume. Okay. How about this one? It will be also ada error lah kalau kita buat macam ni, because this variable name is not defined here. Okay. So yang ini height cone, RD cone. Okay. Okay. Adakah anda semua bersama saya? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so after that, we need to return the volume, the output. So our output in this from this function is volume. So we return volume here. Okay. So now done. Define the volume cone. Okay. So I have cone dot cone je lah, cone, sebab dia automatically akan .py. So now we have our file name cone py. Okay. Next we need to create function, this one, compare underscore volume for this part. Okay. So I need to have another file, create new, def compare underscore volume. The name is compare underscore volume. Okay. And then in order for us to make a comparison, we need how many parameter that we need to compare the volume? Berapa parameter? Berapa value? Class? Untuk yang bahagian ni, how many value?
2.
2. Okay. Volume CY and volume cone. So we just put here. Let's say kita letaklah nama apa-apa, volume CY, volume cone. Okay. Let's say my name is like this. Okay. So when we enter, saya copy dulu. Okay. So here, what is the variable here? What is the variable name here? Cepat kelas, variable name apa? Kita perlu letak dekat situ. Jangan takut-takut, jawab je, cepat. What is the variable name here?
VOLCY ke?
Okay, VOLCY. This one?
VOL cone.
Okay, good. Okay, macam ni Okay, so here VOLCY, VOL cone. Okay. Dah siap. And then don't forget to return. Okay. So since output from this function adalah the printed message ni, so we just need to put return. Okay. Without any variable. Okay. So sekarang kita save. So let's say I save it as a compare. Okay, I put name compare. So my file name is compare. Okay, so now we need to have main function. Okay, so for the main function, I just copy back the original one. Okay. Okay. So, however, before we call that function, what is the first thing that we need to do here in the main function? I save here in the main file. This one is a main function or main file. Main. Okay. What is the first thing that we need to do before we can call that function? Because now our
Import
function,
math.
sorry,
Import math.
yeah, import math. No, another thing.
Import
Import,
the functions.
import the function. So from, okay, now I just put the comment here. Import the user define function from separate from other files. Okay, files. Okay, so how to import it? What is the syntax class? How to import it?
From
Cepat, cepat, cepat.
from
From
con
kun
import
import
star
import what?
multiply
All.
all.
Okay. Again, in this case, star means that all. Import all. Okay. So when we read like this. From kun, which is the file name, import all. Okay. S3 is all. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
madam.
class. Okay. Okay, next. What is the next thing that we need to import? From
Cylinder.
cylinder, import. Cepatlah kelas. Janganlah. Slow lah awak ni. Import. All. Okay. Dah lah hari ni pun saya ngantuk, awak pula slow. Kita laju-laju sikit, okay? From
Compare, import,
compare.
all.
Import all. Okay. So now kita dah siap our import. So in our original, dalam our original kita ada, we have the count equal to 0 and then we ask user how many cylinder and cone and then we have y. Lepas tu inside y we have ask user to enter radius for cylinder, radius height for cylinder, radius for cone, height for cone. And then kita akan calculate volume cylinder dengan volume cone. But in this case, our calculation for volume cylinder and volume cone adalah inside this function. So, kita akan buat dekat sini lah. Okay. So, we will call the function here. Call function. Okay. Kita akan call functions here. Okay. Now, kita nak call function. How to call? First, I want to call function function cylinder ke function cone?
Cylinder.
Cylinder. So how to do it?
Volume cylinder.
Volume. We need, okay, first let's say we just call it. Okay. So for cylinder, our name is here. Okay. Just copy je dulu daripada situ. Okay, copy letak kat sini. Okay. Volume cylinder. When we call function volume cylinder, we need to pass value pi. Okay, ada tak value pi dalam ni? Do we have pi value in our main?
No.
No. So we need to have our pi value here. Okay. Pi is constant. So we just put pi equal to berapa?
142.
3.142. Okay. So now we already have pi here. We already have pi. Pi equal to 3.142. So we will pass here HCY. Height cylinder. In this main function, height cylinder datang daripada mana? Come from which variable?
Cylinder.
Which one? Variable mana untuk height cylinder in this main function? In this
Height
main
CY.
file. Height CY. Yang ini kan? Betul tak? So,
Betul.
copy, letak kat sini. Okay? Radius CY. In which variable?
Radius CY.
radius CY. Copy, paste. Macam tu. Okay. So that awak tak akan tersalah variable name. Okay. Okay, now kita dah selesai call. But when you go to our cylinder ni, our volume cylinder function, kita ada return volume. So means that we will return some value. So when we return some value, there must be a variable that receive the value. Okay. So kita pun letaklah variable dekat sini masa kita call that function. So kita letak variable, let's say saya letak variable volume CY equal to macam tu. Okay. Understand guys?
Yes.
Okay. So now we want to call function volume cone pula. Okay, so we just copy all this one. Copy and put here. Okay. Okay. Pi, okay, there is no problem because we have pi here. H cone. What is the variable for H cone here?
Height code.
Height cone. This one, okay? Height C-O-N. So copy, paste. RD cone here, which one?
Radius cone.
Radius C-O-N. So paste here. Okay. Now done. Again, because here we will return volume. So means that we will return a value. Okay. Kita akan ada value. So daripada situ we need a variable that receive the value. Okay. So kita ada satu variable here. Volume cone equal to the caller. Yang kita call tadilah function tu. Okay. Okay kelas. Faham? Faham kelas?
Faham.
Okay, good. Okay, now done. Kita dah call that function. So inside our original coding, kita ada after we call the function, after we calculate the volume, we need to print it. Okay, so we just need to print it. Okay. Volume volume cylinder and volume for cone. Saya ambil sekejap. Saya copy sekejap. This one we will print volume cylinder and another one we will print volume cone. This one will be volume mana kelas? C-O-N-E. Okay. Okay, so sekarang kita akan print. Next, what we have to do next is in our coding, this one, we need to compare the volume. Okay. So in our coding, compare is here. So we just call that compare function. Okay. And put in our main function. Okay. This one is called functions. We will call function cylinder and no. We will call function volume cylinder and volume cone. Okay. However, here we will call function apa that we going to call? Compare volume. Okay. Kita akan call this function compare volume. So we going to call compare volume. Okay. So we just put here our name ataupun to make sure you didn't do any mistake, just copy from here, copy from your user defined function until all the parentheses tu, copy and then paste here. Okay, so now here when we call compare volume, we need to pass two parameter. The first one is value for volume cylinder. The second one is volume cone. Okay, so in this case, what is the variable name for volume cylinder?
Volume CY.
Volume CY. This one, right? Ataupun this one. Sama je. Okay, volume CY. Copy, paste here. And volume cone, copy, paste here. Okay? Okay, class? Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, done. Settle. Siap lah. Okay, so save. Okay. You go back to here. Is there any mathematic function that we need to use in this case? Mathematic function in the math module. Ada tak? Yang math dot apa-apa function. Ada tak?
Tak ada.
Tak ada kan? So, no need to import the math. Okay? So, okay, now we need to run it. Run in the main. Bukan dalam file lain. Okay? Bukan dalam file user defined function. But in the main file. So, kita run. How many cylinder? Let's say I put 1. Okay. Code number 1. 4. 5. 4. 8. Okay. So, now I have the output here. Okay? Okay, class? Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now kita pergi ke your sample output. I just go random saya tak pergi tengok semualah. Okay, contoh Kevin. Okay, Kevin tak buat guna easy to maintain proses ni sebab Kevin letak dalam satu file. Okay, you supposedly dalam file yang berbeza lah. Okay, and then you have to import it. Okay. Contoh kalau siapa ni? Ma Yong Hua. Okay, Ma Yong Hua betul. Okay. Ini pun salah. Okay. So, boleh buat semula lah nanti. Siti Eza, apa nama tadi? Puteri Eza. Puteri Eza pun sama. Okay, Puteri Eza. This one is not following the easy maintenance process tu lah. So, supposedly dalam file berbeza. Okay. Your user defined function dalam file yang berbeza. Okay, kita tengok. Ini betul. Muhammad Hazlami buat betul. Nazifah. Okey, Nur Nazifah pun salah. Dia bukan salah dari segi buat tu. Tapi dia tak follow ni lah. Not follow the easy to maintain. Okay. Ini. Okay. Kalau yang macam siapa ni nama? Nur Nazifah. Okay. Nur Nazifah buat. Cuba tengok Okay. You have number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 tu kan. Okay, this is sebenarnya dia agak bahaya lah when we put the name like this because it is not meaningful a variable name. Okay, kalau misal kata awak tersilap lah dekat sini, awak letak number 3 kat sini and then number 4 kat sini, dah salah lah. And then untuk orang lain tengok awak punya coding, nak maintain dia jadi susah. So, better to put meaningful variable name. Okay. So, number 1 adalah belongs to height for cylinder. So, just put height cylinder. Number 2 belongs to the value from radius cylinder. So, letak kat situ radius cylinder. Okay. Boleh, class?
Boleh.
Okay. So, make sure the variable name is meaningful. Okay. Okay, Muhammad Faris Haikal. Yang ni yang robot ni kan. Robot ni pun dia tak follow easy to maintain ni. Ain. Okay, Nura Ain. Okay, follow kan. Nosh. Okay. Okay. Okay, kita tengok kejap kat sini Siapa ni? Siti Nur Syafiqah. Siti Nur Syafiqah. Okay, Siti Nur Syafiqah. This one, okay, kelas tengok ya. Kawan awak, dia define user define function, determine coordinate, COOR. Okay. Apa file dia? Nama file dia? Siti Nur Syafiqah. Nama file for user define function untuk determine coordinate ni? Mana dah Nur Syafiqah? Oh. Siti Nur Syafiqah. Ini robot Sekejap. Saya tengok balik. Siti Nur Syafiqah. Ada baru hantar ke ni? Okey, Siti Nur Syafiqah yang ini salah sebab dia buat dalam satu file. Okey. Yang ini salah. Okey, Hemandran pun robot arm ni salah. Ini pun salah ni. Okay. You have to do it in different file. Okay, Hemandran? Harmendran?
Okay, Doctor. Alright.
Ni pun salah. Faris Syafiq. You all tidur ke masa saya ajar hari Isnin tu? Hanyut. Semua salah ni. Banyak salah. Ramai sikit je yang betul. Ni pun salah. Lai Kailing. Ahmad Zikri. Pun salah. Mal Hayati. Tengok Mal Hayati buat. Okey, ni betul. Mal Hayati buat setakat ni betul. Okey, kita tengok yang ini. Betul. Mana main dia? Tak ada. Calculate. Ini lain. Tak ada dah yang lain hantar. Kita tengok yang buat betul. Silinder. Okay. Ma Yonghua. This one is cylinder. Volume cylinder, volume cone. Okay. Ma Yonghua. Ada?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. This one, volume cylinder ni, your file name ataupun your function name?
File name. Dua-dua pun.
Oh, awak guna yang sama?
Rasanya.
Ya. Sebab apa?
Tak confuse lah.
Okay. Sebab dia tak nak mengelak dia ni. Okay. Tapi sebenarnya, sebab kadang takut nanti bila keluar soalan yang tricky sikit, awak pun confuse juga nanti. Okay. So, yang ini kelas, sebab dalam kes ni, Ma Yonghua kawan awak dia buat sama nama. Contoh tengok ini dia punya nama function, volume cylinder. And then file that consists of this volume cylinder pun dia letak nama volume cylinder. So that's why here when he import that volume cylinder, dia letak nama volume underscore cylinder. Okay. Suppose sebenarnya volume underscore cylinder here adalah apa? File name ataupun function name?
Function name.
No. File name. Okay? Okay, class? Bila awak nak import, when you want to import that function from another file, you need to put file name here. From apa nama file name, import all function. Okay? Macam ni. Cuba tengok yang ni kelas. My cylinder. Okay. Dalam cylinder file saya ni, cylinder.py file, saya ada satu function. I have one function. My function name is volume underscore cylinder. So, in my main, I import my function here. Yang ini, volume cylinder macam ini. From cone. Cone adalah, cylinder lah. From cylinder. Cylinder adalah my file name. From file name cylinder, import all function. Okay? Okay, class? Faham?
Faham betul.
Okay. Dia bukan letak kat sini function name. Okay? Kenapa saya tekankan ni? Sebab memang ramai, sebelum ni memang ramai yang salah kat sini lah. Terutama bila buat projek, dia letak kat sini from and then dia letak kat sini nama file, nama function dia. Ni volume cylinder. Dia pun pergi letak kat sini from volume cylinder import all. So memang akan ada error. Okay? Okay, kelas? Faham Faham, kelas?
Faham. Faham.
Okay. Okay, so kalau faham, kita move to the next exercise, robot arm ni. Okay. Yang robot arm, we need to create two function, user-defined function, determine coord dengan determine location. Okay. So, saya tutup dulu yang ini. Okay, now in our original coding, dia macam ni lah. Sekejap saya buka original coding lah dulu. Sekejap ya, kelas. Okay. What I need to do now is I want to create this function first, determine coord. So I will create determine coord here, create new, define determine underscore coor. Determine underscore coor. Okay. So now for to determine coordinate, how many variable that I need? What are the variables that I need to determine my coordinate for x and y? Apa kelas? Variable apa yang saya perlukan? Data lagi length and length. Okay. So saya just perlukan dua. Okay. Theta and length. So I need to have two parameter here. I put theta and length jugalah. Ataupun lgth. Untuk bagi nampak lain sikit. Okay. And then I need to determine using this formula. Okay. Okay. So just copy here. And paste. Okay. Theta in radian. Math.radians Okay, what is the value here? What is the variable there?
Theta.
Theta. Okay, because we must follow the variable that we have here. Okay. Okay, and then what else? This one length arm or like LGTH?
LGTH.
LGTH. This one also LGTH. GTH. This one theta. This one theta. Okay. Since here we will use math function which is radians, cos and sin. So what we need to do in order for us to use that functions?
Import math.
Import math. So here I import math here. Import math. Okay. Okay. We have one more thing that we forgot to do. Return. We need to return. What is the value that we need to return to here? Here. What is the value? We need to return value for
XY.
XY. Okay. So we need to return value for XY. Which one? X, Y. Right. Okay. So now here we cannot just return X, Y like this. No. Okay. We need to return it in a list because there are two value. Sebab dia ada dua value that we need to return, X and Y. So we need to return it in a list. Okay. So cara nak return in a list adalah macam ni. Bracket ni. And then X, Y. Okay. So means that here we will return more than one value. And we return it in list. Okay. So I put here to return more than one value. Okay. Okay class. So saya save. So this one I name it as robot. Okay. So my file name here, saya letak coordinate lah. Okay. So I have one file name coordinate.py. Okay class? Faham? Faham so far? Faham kan? Okay.
Faham tak tu?
Okay. So next kita nak buat this one, determine location. Again the same thing, create new. DEF, determine location. Betul tak? Determine location. Yes, correct. Semicolon, don't forget. So, for us to determine location, what is the value that we need? How many value how many parameter lah? How many parameter that we need in order to determine the coordinate location?
2.
2. X and Y. Okay? X and Y. Okay. However, in this case, our X and Y, we already pass it like this. Okay. We already pass it in a list. Okay. In that list, kita ada dua variable. X, Y. So here, I will have only list. Only a list. So I put here my XY coordinate. Okay. XY coordinate. I will show to you why saya buat macam ni. Okay. Why I do like this. Okay. So now we going to have our if else lah dekat situ. If else yang ini. This one. If else yang ini. Okay. So the variable name here is this one. Bukan coordinate. Okay. And then we going to return it. Just return it because we will not return any value. We just return any output from this function. Okay. So now we save it. Let's say I put my name is, the file name is location. Okay. Okay. Now done two functions. Okay. We have done two functions. So now we need our main function. Okay. So just copy the original. This is main function. Main. Okay. So we're going to have repeat. Okay. And then the looping part. Okay. Okay. So this is the original. Okay. So here, when we ask user to enter the theta and length, after that, we will do this coordinate ni lah. Okay. So in this case, here we will call the function. After we ask user to enter theta and length, we will call function. Call function. Function which function class? Function yang mana? Function yang determine location ataupun function determine coordinate?
Coordinate.
Okay, so we will call determine coordinate here. Okay. Okay. But in order for us to call that function, what is the first thing that we need to do? Since our function are in separate files. So what is the, sorry?
Import
Import. So
file
now we want to import our function. How?
From coordinate.
Import
from
functions.
coordinate import all.
Okay, from coordinate import
All.
All.
all. Okay, one more. From
From location import all.
Location
location
import all.
import all. Okay, pandai. Okay, sekarang done. So, kita pun bolehlah call this function. So, now we want to call determine coordinate first. So, we just copy and paste here. Okay? Okay. So, what is the value for here? Theta. The same, right? Theta as well. Is it correct?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so theta go to theta. LGTH is belongs to which value?
Length.
Length. Yang ni LENGTH. Copy. Paste kat sini. Okay. Now, we go back to our function. In this function, we will return value here in a list. So, when we return a value, we need a variable. We need a variable to receive the return value. So, now we put our variable name here. Let's say I put coordinate x, y equal to determine coordinate. Okay. So, here, when we return x, y, this variable will get that, we receive that function, coordinate. We receive the value. Okay, class? Faham?
Faham, doctor.
Okay, faham. And next, after we have called that function, what is the next thing? We will print robot arm coordinate. Okay, so we will print x and y. Okay. Kita buat yang ni dulu satu-satu. Saya nak tunjuk kat awak. So we will print, kalau dalam itu dia kalau dalam yang asal tu mana robot arm coordinate is r x, y. Okay. R x, Y. Betul tak? Betul. Okay, and then we have another thing here. Okay, so dia macam ni. Okay, kalau yang asal. Means that we're going to print X and Y. However, since we use here coordinate, the X and Y is inside this coordinate XY. Okay, so I'm going to show to you first how it works. Okay, kita tunjuk sebab kalau awak buat macam ni dia akan salah lah sebenarnya. Sekejap saya tunjuk kat awak. Kita debug. Yang ni belum settle tau. Kita belum siap. Cuma I just want to show to you how to modify this part. How to modify this part. Okay? So let's say now I ask user the 35. Let's say I put 35 degree and the length is, let's say I put 6. Okay. So when I call this function, it will pass the theta which is 35 and pass the length which is 6. Okay. So we will go to determine coordinate function. Okay. Here. Okay, we have the math radians. We convert it into the theta, and then we define the x coordinate and also the y coordinate. Okay, now we have our x and y coordinate. The x and y coordinate is this one. Negative 6.0 for x, negative 0.0 for y. Okay. So if we print out like this, dia tak tahu. Okay. Compiler don't know. Which one is x? Which one is y? Okay. So, kalau tengok kat sini, tadi kita tahu x is this one, negative 6.0. Y is negative 0.0. Okay. So how to do it is like this. We cannot directly print like this. Okay. X, Y. Because compiler will not know what is X, what is Y. Okay. What is the variable name that receive the value X and Y?
Coordinate XY.
Coordinate XY. So we put here that variable name coordinate XY. Okay. However, when in a list, bila that variable adalah list, dia akan ada index. Okay. So the first one here, negative 6.0, the index is 0. Okay. The second one, negative 0.0, the index is 1. Okay. So we put here, we should have index here. This one is 0, belongs to x, which is negative 6.0. For y, we will get from coordinate xy index 1. Okay? Okay, class? So, if let's redebug here. Five, let's say. Okay, go again to this one. So we will do the theta here to radian into radian. So now we have the theta in radian. We determine the x. Okay, what is the x value? Is negative 5.0. Okay. Now we want to have y. y is negative 0.0. So we return xy here. X is negative 5.0. Y is negative 0.0. Okay. So when we return, we will return it in a list. Okay. And then the coordinate xy will get it in a list. Macam ni. Okay. So now we want to print. Kita tahulah. The first one is for x. The second one is for y. The first one, the index is 0. The second one, index is 1. Okay. So we will print here. Robot arm coordinate is for 0 is negative 5.0. For coordinate xy index 1 is negative 0.0. So now we will have our robot arm coordinate. Okay? Okay, class? Understand?
Okay, Doctor.
Okay. So now, we didn't finish yet. Okay. We go back to here. Now we already we have print out our robot arm coordinate. Now we want to call this function determine location. Okay, so we call that function. Call function determine location. Okay, here. So how to call that function? You just go to the determine location. Okay. Put here. Okay. So now we call the function determine underscore location, and we need to pass the value that consists of coordinate xy. So what is the variable name that have xy value in this main file? What is the variable name?
Length ada.
Huh?
Coordinate XY.
Coordinate xy. Yang ini. Okay, this one. Okay. Copy and paste here. Okay. And then location ni akan dapat lah coordinate xy, and then dia akan buat lah dalam ni. Okay. Okay. Now, what else? Macam saya silap letak lah. Sekejap. Ini dah kat luar. Silap letak. Sorry. Cut. Paste here. Okay. Dah. Siap lah. So now done. Okay. Done. Mana ni? Okay. So let's debug. Okay. Jom kita debug. Okay, we have the function. Okay, so we ask the user to enter. Let's say user said 50 degree, and then user said 6. The length is 6. So kita akan call that function. Pass the value of theta 50 and value of length 6 to function determine coord. So dia akan buat this one. Dia akan get the x and y, and then we will return that value. X is 6, y is negative 0.0. Mana ada negative 0.0 kan? Tak apalah, nantilah kita baiki. So now we go to the caller. Okay, so coordinate xy, we already get the value for coordinate xy. And then we print it. Okay, now we call this function. We pass the value of that coordinate x and y. So we go to determine location. Here. Okay, so based on xy coordinate 0, dia akan check lah. Xy coordinate index 0 means that x. Xy coordinate index 1 means that y. Okay. So you have to know that one. Which coordinate belongs to which value. Yang itu awak kena tahu. Okay. You must know that one. Okay. So yang ini kita dapatlah return. So kita dapatlah robot arm is horizontal right. Okay. Dah siap. Okay, kelas faham? Faham kelas? Faham eh?
Faham.
Okey, kita tengok sikit jawapan ada tak? Okey, kalau macam Ma Yong Hua buat ni, pun boleh juga. Kalau boleh keluarkan tak Ma Yong Hua? Ya ke nama
Tak boleh.
tak boleh.
Dia akan keluar dua-dua pun X.
Dulu X sebab dia sebab apa? Sebab apa sebenarnya? Sebab this is not in the list lah. Okay. So, bila in a list, we need to have index. Okay. Awak baiki nanti
Okay.
Okay. Ni lagi. Ni siapa nama? Susahlah bila kita kelas online. Saya tak ingat nama. Kalau kelas face to face, senang ingat nama. Kong Jian Kin. Kong Jian Kin buat. Ni tak buat ikut apa easy to maintain punya. XY, dia pass value XY. Awak baiki nanti ya. Baiki sampai berjaya lah. Okay. Orangnya ada tak? Ada ke Kong Jian Kin? Ada ke?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Silinder robot. Okay. Silinder. Faris, siapa nama tadi? Faris Haikal. Faris Haikal pun kena baiki
Okay, doktor.
Okay, so hopefully you all boleh baiki lah based on sampel saya tunjuk tu. You all baiki sampai you all punya coding berjaya lah. Okay? Okay kelas? This is very important lah. Exercise ni sangat penting. Okay kelas? Okay Kelas, saya nak proceed ke exercise lain ni. Okay tak?
Okay.
Okay, so now based on the cylinder and cone program in easy level yang betul, yang sudah dibaiki dengan betul, okay, I want you to add the following functions. Okay, first I want you to create a function named area cylinder. Okay, in the related file to calculate area for cylinder. What you need to do is you need to calculate the area for cylinder using this formula. Okay. And another one is I want you to create area for cone. Okay, jap. Saya tengok jap balik. Before this, kita buat cylinder cone. Okay. Now I want you to do like this. I want you to create a function area cylinder di dalam file in file cylinder. Okay. Inside our file cylinder just now, ni mana dah pergi? Apa dia tak nak keluar? Dalam silinder kita ada function apa? Kita ada function apa tadi kelas? Ni kan? volume underscore cylinder. Betul? So now I want you to define another function. Area cylinder. Okay? So you're going to have two functions inside this cylinder file. Okay? Okay, class?
Okay.
Okay.
Okey, Doktor.
Okay, so inside that function, you will calculate area using area for cylinder using this formula. And then you have to create another user-defined function. The function name is area underscore cone. And then put it in the file cone. Okay. So in the file cone, you will have two functions. One, volume volume for cone. Another one is area cone. Okay. Okay, class? Boleh?
Boleh, Doktor.
Boleh.
Okay. So I want you to do this exercise. Okay. And then you have to follow this type of output. Okay. First, you need to see your output and then you have to think how to do it in your coding. Okay. Because you're going to have you're going to ask user to enter for, this one is similar, radius for cylinder, height for cylinder, radius for cone, height for cone. However, here you're going to have a comparison for volume and a comparison for area. So you have to think it. Okay. So I want you to do this one. Okay. And then for the text system, for the text system also, I want you to enhance that text system. Okay, based on the text system, I want you to enhance it by using function. Okay, and the function technique must be easy to maintain. You need to have function employee info, and then create it in any related file that you want. Okay, so this one for employee info, you will let user to enter the employee's info, ID, name and yearly salary. And then you're going to have another function. Function name is determine underscore tax that will calculate the tax that employee need to pay. And then you will have another function, print output, just to print the employee info and how much tax that the employee need to pay. Okay. And all the functions should be called in the main file program. Okay. Your output should be similar as the previous program for tax system. Okay, class. So you have two exercises to do. Yang ini kita buat next week. Sorry, yang ini. Yang ini kita buat next week. Okay, boleh kelas? Try to do it. Okay? Okay tak kelas?
Boleh.
Boleh
Boleh.
Okay, so you have another 1 hour. So I want you to do it and then submit into the Padlet. Okay, inside Padlet ni saya separate lah, macam susah pula nak tengok satu-satu macam tu. So section 03 exercise chapter 7 yang enhance volume cylinder. No, kita kata area area cylinder and cone. Okay, cone. And then another one awak kena submit section 03 exercise chapter 7 tax system. Okay. So submit dalam separate shelf ni lah, senang sikit. Okay kelas, boleh? Pasti boleh.
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, so is there any question? Ada soalan?
No, Doctor.
No. Okay, good. So try.
Doktor,
Yeah. Yang
boleh
Wak,
saya tanya tentang assignment ke?
nanti dulu kita tanya soalan ni dulu, chapter ni dulu. Penting ni. Is there any other question about this exercise? Tak ada? Okay, kalau tak ada, okay. Yang Hua, apa soalan awak berkenaan assignment?
Just nak tanya macam mana nak hantar assignment tu? Nak hantar file tu ke?
Dah tengok ke list dia? List dia awak kena hantar apa dalam list dia? List of submission.
Tu
Okay, can you tell me what is the list of submission that you need to submit?